But quick thoughts on that. And then...
No, Man United came into the game with a game plan that was well executed. That's not... They've not... Of course, every team at this level goes into games with game plans. Question is if you can execute it well. I thought Man United did that well this time against Liverpool at Anfield. And what they tried to do was to play very narrow in the middle of the park. So, Mbeumo, Messi Mount, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, Cunha, all of them were very clustered in the middle of the park. And then they didn't try to be cute and play from the back. They were looking for the long balls. Once the balls went to the to Liverpool's defense from their goalkeeper or the centre backs, United were very aggressive on picking second balls because none of those frontmen were going to compete with Konaté or Van Dijk for the area duels. But the point is, when they won those headers, the centre backs won those headers, Liverpool's midfield just couldn't pick up the second balls, and United had crowded that space to pick the second balls. That is how they scored the first goal, and that is how they actually got the corner as well from the one that led to the goal, the eventual corner that led to the goal.
The winner, you mean?
The winning goal. So throughout the whole game, Lamens was trying the long balls, and they were trying to pick it off in the middle of the park. Whenever they tried to be cute and press a little higher, Liverpool got in behind them. So it was a good decision to stay compact and stay narrow in the middle, where they can put in bodies because Liverpool has struggled to deal with the middle of the park. So yeah, credit to Man United with the way they played it out. Look,
my question is, why are Liverpool struggling exactly?
Well, there are a couple of things. There isn't one answer to it. There are a couple of answers to it. I think out of the 4 games Liverpool have lost, this is the one game they actually deserve to win. They played...
Really?
Yeah. They created the chances. They had the scenarios and opportunities. Fell to the players. Sometimes you want the ball to fall to. Got hit the woodwork 3 times in the game. Mohamed Salah had a good chance that Salah in form should be scoring. Isak got 2 chances that the Isak we know should be scoring. So it wasn't a game where Liverpool looked like... The game against Crystal Palace was very bad. In the game in Champions League against Galatasaray as well, they struggled to even create the openings and chances. And so this is the one game that I thought out of the 4 games that they lost, Liverpool, in fact, created the good scenarios to win. However, you know how I felt about Liverpool's transfer dealings. Some of the players they let go and the players they brought in. I didn't think they had replaced certain profiles well, and I thought we were going to miss them. And they indeed missed those profiles. Players that are going to... And these are the transfers of Liverpool. Isak, good signing, I think. Florian Wirtz, the same. Ekitike, Kerkers, Frimpong, Mamazavili, Giovanni Leo. All of these players, when you look at them individually, they are good. But when you look at the players Liverpool lost in the transfer market, these players didn't come in to replace them. These profiles are different from the profiles that Liverpool lost. So when Liverpool play, they don't have a Luis Diaz who carry the ball over the long distance and beat people and be nuisance. Darwin Núñez, he won't score always, but it's a problem. There's no Alexander-Arnold for those long diagonal switches and his combination with Mohamed Salah. But let's talk about the team that is there at the moment. Certain things are not working necessarily well for them because Virgil van Dijk doesn't look the same Van Dijk we knew from last season for me. I think that he's not defending well. He's not reading the game as we expect him to be. And he's not making the decisions that we think or we know him to be making. So he's the leader at the back. If the leader at the back is struggling, everybody around him struggles with it. Unfortunately for Van Dijk, he's got a new right back, a new left back who are not on the same wavelength as others
would have been around to play with.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a problem at Liverpool's back. Some way, somehow now, Liverpool's midfield, they don't have the cover they used to have because they are trying to play the number 10-ish thing with either Szoboszlai or Florian Wirtz. I think that change as well has left McAllister and Gravenberch with too much things to do. Then their best player, Mohamed Salah.
He's also strong.
Mohamed Salah, since coming to Liverpool, has never had to play with a typical striker. So he's always had a player occupying the central role who has to sacrifice spaces for Salah to fill. Now Salah has to be a proper wide forward player and then feed a centre forward in Ekitike or Isak. Because otherwise, before then was Firmino, Darwin Núñez came through, who of course wasn't scoring enough.
He was very mobile, dropped a lot.
Because he wasn't scoring the goals. But Isak wants to score. He's a good goal scorer. He will score. Ekitike has shown that he can
stay
score.
Up there.
So Salah's role is different now because he doesn't even have Alexander-Arnold who does a lot of the job on the bar line for Salah to drop into the box. And even now, if Salah is going to drop into the box, he's got a number 10 occupying the spaces where he would otherwise have been occupying. It would have been Fabinho, Wijnaldum, Henderson, all of them somewhat very flat, doing different jobs. Nobody really occupying those spaces. So a couple of personality changes or profile changes in that Liverpool team that has stifled players like Mohamed Salah in positions that he gets into. And of course, they now have to also find a way of playing to a proper number 9, something they didn't used to do last season. Virgil van Dijk has to be better, but even more importantly, in the middle of the park has to be tighter. Because teams are running through the middle like hot knife through butter. And McAllister is not as fit as he was last season. We've heard the rumors that he's playing through some pains, and that maybe is why he's not as sharp as he used to be. So Liverpool have got problems all over, and Slot, I think, is capable of solving it. But they need to do it and do it quickly.